Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Follow the Roads with me, Ramey Rhodes, and today I have a heavily requested guest, one of my personal favorite teachers of all time, retired Challis High School math teacher and girls volleyball coach, Mrs. Debbie Sheppard. So could you please give us a 30-second introduction as to who you are?
Well, I'm Debbie Sheppard. I am an alumni of Challis High School, and I taught here for 29 years, was head volleyball coach for 23 years, and worked with the National Honor Society as an advisor for, I think, around 20 years. So I've been here a lot.
So this was kind of what I wanted to do here, where I had you bring back into the classroom, into your old classroom, and just kind of also kind of paint a picture for people listening, because I'm sure a lot of people, you've taught a lot of people, and they'll kind of, so what are we kind of looking at in here? How do you kind of feel now that you're kind of back in here?
Well, this was quite a trick, Mr. Rhodes, you played on me, bringing me back to my classroom. Somebody has messed with my chair. And the desks are pointed the wrong direction. But right now, it looks pretty bleak because all of the years of artwork that my geometry students did, and several other things, I took home with me. So those things aren't on the walls anymore, but I can see them, and maybe some of you that are listening, if you were ever in my classroom, could visualize them too. That's one of my favorite stories. Was a child was in here one time signing up for volleyball camp, and they were looking around my room, and you remember what it looked like. And I said, "What do you teach?" And I said, "Well, what do you think I teach?" And he said, "High school coloring." So I've always wanted to be the high school coloring teacher.
How has being retired been?
It's great. Great. I miss students such as yourself. That was really fun interacting with kids, but I'm appreciative of students like you that let me come back and interact with you and do things. But I was here a long time, and there's a lot of stress with teaching. So it's been nice to just be home, especially in the fall, because it's my favorite time of year. So I'm actually able to be home a little bit, which coaching volleyball, you're probably aware, if you're coaching something, you're never home.
Yeah. And what kind of took the most time to adjust to, do you think?
What took the most time to adjust to? I guess not having a schedule, because I've always had a schedule. So just being like, oh, I don't have anything I have to be doing right now, so I need to decide what am I doing. But there's always something.
And have you kind of been taking any trips, really, or doing fun things, or?
I love to do trips. Went to a couple plays this summer. Jason Chilson, a former Challis High School student, was doing French horn in Idaho Shakespeare production of Sunday in the Park with George, I believe was the name of it. So that was really fun. And I saw Old Dominion with my son perform in Pocatello, so that was fun. We're going to go to Minneapolis here next week. So, yeah, I want to travel.
So a lot of my podcast is just kind of putting random questions in, or just kind of oddball ones. And one of kind of the staples is, what kind of music do you listen to when you're driving?
I listen to The Highway on Sirius XM.
And is that kind of all you listen to, or do you think you would, on a longer drive per se, would you have like audiobooks or podcasts even?
Well, I'll flip through different channels on Sirius. So 80s on 8, of course, and The Blend. But my sister and brother-in-law kind of got me into audiobooks a little bit. So if I'm by myself, I will listen to audiobooks, but I don't like to subject someone else in the car to that. They don't know the whole story. So,
yeah. What are kind of some of your favorite audiobooks to listen to? Like what kind of genre, I guess?
I like mystery thriller. So I'm kind of working through the Will Trent series right now. I've enjoyed those, but yeah.
And what would you say is your all-time favorite musical artist or band?
Well, I really enjoy Old Dominion that we just went to.
Oh, yeah.
So they're country, and then I love the a cappella group Home Free. They're also really cool. They're a lot of fun.
What's your favorite place you've ever visited?
Well, if you do the kind of sappy answer, it's wherever my family is, because that's always the best, right? But as far as an actual place, I was inspired by Sequoia National Park loved that so very, very much. And I also really enjoyed our trip that I took with my husband to Australia. That was really fun.
When did you start coaching volleyball?
So I coached volleyball my very first job out of college. I coached junior high volleyball. And then when I came back to Challis, I worked with Linda Zollinger for quite a while coaching. And then in 2002, I think it was my first season as head coach.
Where were you originally coaching junior high volleyball at?
Rimrock High School. It's in Bruno and Grandview area. It's kind of outside of Mountain Home. Yeah.
And how was that kind of being like the first coaching experience you kind of had coming out?
Well, my favorite story about that is when I was interviewing for that job, they were telling me that, yes, they needed a volleyball coach, but they warned me that they had some long trips, some really long bus rides, Ramey. And I was in the interview going, where are these people playing? It's just outside of Mountain Home. And I finally said, well, what are these long trips? He's like, we have one trip that's like an hour and a half. And I was like, oh, heck, I'm good. So, from Challis, that's not a big deal.
So as you said, you were an alumni of Challis. And so how would you kind of compare your high school experience to today's, how you kind of saw it?
A lot different. For one thing, the size of the school was quite a bit bigger. I think I graduated with around 50 people. So what's your graduating class?
I think 33 right now.
33, and you're the big crew, right? Next year's is what, 17 or something? Not very many. Yeah. So that's different. Like what we're able to offer. I always say when my siblings and I went through Challis High School, you could have not found a better education anywhere else. We had amazing, amazing people here, and it was a great time. And believe it or not, way bigger than the school I transferred from to move here. So yeah, I was in more of a lead-or size school. So when I came here, I was like, oh my gosh.
And then kind of circling back to the volleyball coaching, why did you kind of want to start doing that?
I love volleyball. Absolutely love volleyball. It's an amazing sport. I played at the University of Idaho for a little while, and I just loved it. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted to coach kids and, not only help with the sport, but kind of show them what women can do. And to be a strong, confident woman is an important thing for young ladies, and to kind of give them an avenue to learn some of those things about leadership. It's definitely proven how much sports help, especially young women, become more successful. And so I wanted to be a part of all that.
Nice. And when you finally took over coaching high school here, you had a couple state championships. How was that kind of like, and what would you say you really needed to like reach that level?
It's awesome. I feel very grateful and humble to have 3 state championships with some absolutely wonderful people. But you do need wonderful people. You need amazing athletes that are dedicated and that believe in you as a coach and what you are doing. And you have to believe in those athletes as well. Those athletes need to be dedicated, not just in the specified times of practice, but all the time, putting in extra time, coming in early and shooting the baskets if you wanted to, whatever it is you do. Mm-hmm. Eating right, staying trained, and you need parents, grandparents, and the whole community that backs that and supports you. And that's how that happens. And we were lucky enough that it came together several times. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. What do you think was the biggest struggle about coaching?
The hardest struggle, I think, is timing. It's tough. And I think, especially in the last little bit, there's so few students at Challis that you guys are all asked to do everything. Mm-hmm. And it's the same kids doing all the things all the time. And you guys just get tired. Yeah. And so trying to help you find a balance where, it's a positive experience for you. You're able to do a lot of things because all of those experiences are wonderful. And trying to, not just take every minute of your time so that you're allowed to do other things.
What was your kind of favorite part of coaching, would you say?
I loved just working with the kids and trying to see, how to get the best out of them that I thought, and how far could I push them, and kind of learning how to adjust myself to different students or players that I might have. So it was always a challenge.
Where have you lived throughout your entire life?
Not that many places. I grew up in Oregon, Eastern Oregon, and then we actually moved here to Challis when I was in high school or junior high, and then went to University of Idaho. So I lived in Moscow for a while, and then that Grandview, Bruno job, and then back here to Challis.
Nice. Why did you choose teaching as a long-term career?
I loved math, and I knew I wanted to do math, and I wanted to coach, and I also wanted to have a family. And so all of those things kind of pointed giant arrows at teaching, because it worked out, that you can do those things, that you're supported in those things. Once your kids get to school age, you're on the same calendar pretty much. Yeah. So all of those things were really lined right up.
What kind of led you or influenced you from an early age to kind of choose the role that you currently or used to fill?
That I used to fill. Yeah. I had great teachers. Of course, the renowned Tony Gamachet was my math teacher. And so he was a big influence. Claudia Charlton was a big influence. All those teachers that I mentioned that we had, Earl Skeen, just some really cool people that showed what a teacher could do for you, right? And I had great coaches too. Think back to Dow Dean. He was actually one of our coaches, and I don't know, it was just all was well. So it seemed like a great place to be.
Were there ever any other options you were considering as a career?
Yeah, I should have been an optometrist. I would have got free glasses for life. Yeah, I was thinking maybe optometrist, but it didn't fit as well with those other things I wanted.
Yeah. And then what kind of drew you to teaching kind of higher level high school math?
Because I really love math, and I love the challenging math. I did teach some junior high. I referred to that as my time in the trenches. So, yeah, I mean, bless those people that think that that's their niche, right? And that do that. But I like the harder math, the watching kids think about it, the watching kids discover, oh, that's how you do it, and it's not that bad. Yeah, just like it.
So over all that time that you taught, did you have to change your methods on teaching ever, or did it?
Yes and no, right? There's the chalkboard, right? I held fast despite many administrator before Lanny trying to get me to take the chalkboard out. But yeah, you have to change because your clientele, if you will, the students that are there are different, and they're experiencing different things, and what they're headed to is going to be different, right? And so I really wanted to market math as a way of changing your thinking, that not necessarily that you were going to use the math that we did every day in class, but that your mind was going to be changed in how you thought. And that's always a beneficial thing, no matter what you go into.
And I just kind of had this thought of I guess it would be like my kind of generation or kind of class, with how COVID affected some of our learning. Did you notice any kind of gaps in some of the math, especially in math where it's foundational building?
Yeah, there's definitely some blocks that I think, unfortunately, some of you guys didn't get. Some of you did, and are great and you're ready to go, but there's definitely some possibilities of missing stuff. And it's not really that you can point a finger, but you can say that your experience was different. And so how you were able to solidify those things in your mind and then later use them, I think that it was evident, and not just in math, but in a lot of areas, that some different things had happened to you kids as you move through.
And you said you went to college at the University of Idaho, right?
Yeah. Go Vandals.
How was that, would you say?
I love University of Idaho.
Mhm.
I did not want to go to the University of Idaho, actually, because my brother went there. No, I did not want to go where my brother was. That would be horrible. But I was recruited academically and convinced that I could see him if I wanted to, but didn't have to.
Mm.
And it turned out to be the best decision because he was there when we had some things that, we needed each other for. And otherwise, you didn't have to see him. And it's the quintessential college campus, I think. The beautiful trees and the brick buildings. And I don't know, Moscow's just awesome.
And what type of education did you get there?
I got a degree in mathematics. So I got a bachelor's. There's words. Bachelor's of Science in mathematics with a minor in computer science. And then I picked up all the education's courses that I needed to get certified, but I didn't get an education degree.
What are some of the hobbies you have?
I like reading and sewing and gardening. And we did a lot of canning this fall since I was home.
Oh, what kind of stuff did you can? Or...
We made a lot of pickles, pickled carrots, and everything tomato. It was a crazy tomato year. So, yeah, I was about ready to come back to work because I was tired of canning. Joking.
What sports did you play as a kid?
Anything and everything that we could play.
Mm-hmm.
When we came to Challis, that was just your traditional sports that I was in. I played volleyball, basketball, and track.
Nice. What'd you do in track?
In track, I was a shot putter, except for my freshman year when they made me do lots of stuff. But I convinced them I really needed to just do shot.
What was your favorite childhood cartoon?
When you gave me the list, I read this and I was like, oh my gosh, but why not Scooby-Doo, right? Scooby-Doo's awesome.
Sure. How do you kind of deal with stress?
I make jokes. That's serious. I do deal with stress with humor, probably. Just getting outside maybe and walking is helpful too.
And this kind of goes into it. Who do you talk to when you feel stuck?
Oh boy. I'm lucky enough that I have lots of different people that I can go to, right? Obviously my husband and my mom, and then my sister. She's been super helpful in the last several years of things we've gone through, and both my children are great. Even just talking to them makes me feel better, even if it's not what I'm stressed about.
What was the hardest part of your job, would you say, as a teacher?
The hardest part was dealing with all the stuff outside of working with kids. Like all the extra stuff of, what's your lesson plan? Make sure this is happening. Did this data happen? How do you deal with these parent meetings? How do you deal with this state mandate? All that kind of stuff that took away from what you actually wanted to be doing in the classroom with kids.
What kind of made you want to be the advisor or forced you to be the advisor of the National Honor Society?
I, believe it or not, tried to get that. I was like, I want to do that because I believe in the things that National Honor Society is about. Let's see, do you know all the pillars?
Scholarship, character. I'm trying to think of the other two.
You need to do 10 hours.
10 hours?
Of
community service?
Service.
Yeah.
There's a pillar.
Oh, okay.
And leadership. You're a great leader. Yep, that's the last one. And I think those are all super important things for kids. And so I wanted to be in charge of the group of those kids that are out there doing that and showing that. And we did some things where those kids then are giving back to the community with some of our service projects we do. And I don't know, it was just one of my favorite things was working with Honor Society, having that great banquet and watching you kids I'll get up there looking nice and just having a great evening.
Since you retired, you've had, I'd say, more latitude to speak your mind on topics such as education. And but what do you think are some of the biggest challenges facing the education system currently, locally, or statewide?
Well, I mean, it's easy to say funding, but it's true.
Yeah.
Because you don't get people that would be amazing because they aren't paid. And the reality of everybody's life is you can't always follow your passion no matter what. You also have to put food on the table, and you have to put a house over your head and all of those things. So if you're not able to come up with that some other way, sometimes a teacher's salary is a big block to that, especially when they can make probably easily 50% more annually in some other field where their brilliance is also beneficial. So I think that that's unfortunate. And then there's just a lot of extraneous things that teachers have to try to be parents and bring in a lot of those values and morals. And those aren't things that teachers should be teaching.
What do you think is a possible solution for those kind of things?
You can always throw money at it, but you have to throw money at it in a wise way, right?
Yeah.
It needs to be important and not just spoken of as important, because that really has been a big change in the last few years. A lot of people saying how much they value teachers and education and things like that, but it needs to be shown. And if I knew how to do that, I guess I'd run for office, but I don't want to do that.
What was kind of like that final moment where you truly decided you were going to retire?
Oh, there's a lot of things that it was just not wanting to deal with anymore. And when it came to the point where we could financially do that, then it was like, okay, and have all these other ducks in a row. And it just worked out that it was probably a smart time to make my exit. We did.
And kind of how long had you been seriously thinking about it?
Oh, Remy, you're asking scary questions that aren't to be allowed. I would probably say I'd been thinking and looking and calculating probably for at least 5 years. Yep.
So you, as you said, you taught them and watched them grow up there. How was that kind of teaching your own kids?
Their answer may be different than my answer. We'll have a little secondary podcast here. I loved it because I could see, how they were interacting. If I could talk to someone, if I thought, is this child doing what they're supposed to be doing? Are they lining out? What are they doing? At the same time, it was probably tough on them because I did see, and I was right down the hall if anybody needed to talk to me about something. But I knew what was going on, so they didn't have to be as good at communicators as some kids might have to be, because I was at school. I knew when the assembly was. I knew when the parade was. I knew when the game changed. All of those kind of things. Maybe they didn't learn to communicate as well as some of you guys do. But I enjoyed having them in class. I could be rough on them, and I was. And they'll tell you that probably. Yeah. I know Brielle will.
So would you say you kind of had to find a balance between being a parent and a teacher in certain ways to them?
Oh yeah. Yep. Brielle, we had a lot more talks about how it would go because I had her not only in class but in volleyball. And so there were, we had to line out what expectations were. And by the time Ross came up, believe it or not, he would never say, but I think I was a little bit more flexible. He got away with occasionally calling me mom. Brielle almost never. It was like we need to be in different roles when we're here. But I'm also always your mom. So that was always open.
And here I have kind of random questions. Some of them I've learned are not that good questions.
More randomness than what was already on there?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
the worst one I saw was with Mrs. Thomas, and it was what was one new household chore you make for yourself?
Why?
Yeah, so pick.
That's when nobody can see and we just put it back.
pick
Oh, okay.
and then I'll read them back to you.
Oh, pick 3,
Yeah, 2 more.
and I'm not supposed to read them?
Uh,
I already did. I ruined it.
that's
There.
if you could ask Abraham Lincoln one question, what would you ask?
Was the play worth it? Sorry, Ramy.
I think I might know his answer.
Oh, yeah. I hope.
What could the government do to encourage people not to litter?
I think, you got any ideas on that? I wish they wouldn't.
Maybe,
How about National Cleanup Days,
yeah,
where they go out?
harsher thing on littering, I guess.
Good.
But,
Penalties are good. I was thinking
Yeah.
that came to my mind first, too. And then I was like, probably shouldn't do a penalty first.
yeah.
Maybe some better exposure to what's out there
Mhm.
and how it's beautiful without the litter.
Yeah. What it's harming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could...
Huh.
What would you like to happen after taking a magic pill? I guess it's what would you
What?
want to happen?
What would I take a magic pill for? I would want perfect health. Yeah.
And then lastly, is there any questions that you want to ask me that I can actually answer?
Anything to ask Ramy. What are you doing for math?
Statistical reasoning right now as a dual credit.
Oh, all right.
So-
Cool. Online?
Yeah.
Is that just till December? Just a semester?
I thought it was, but it turns out it's two semesters, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're doing fine.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what are you most excited about that's happening at Challis High School? You're the president, right? Student body president?
Of course, I'm always excited for basketball to come around, but I'm also excited for football game today. I think that'll be good. Hopefully, we can win there.
Yeah.
But
State
Yeah.
football game today.
and also, I always like seeing how the new, especially like freshmen or even younger, 8th grade, junior high, how they kind of come in and you can kind of start to see how they will come into their own in some of the things. I mean, I've already seen it with some of basketball players just playing in PE, and I can see like, oh, he's going to be tall or he's going to be able to dribble sometime, and it's fun to see for me. I kind of
Yeah.
like it.
Cool. All right. And what are you going to do next year, Amy?
Probably going to an electrical school, hopefully.
Nice.
Mhm.
To be an electrician or an electrical engineer or...
Electrician, and then maybe move into electrical engineering if I.
All right. Very cool.
And any last remarks?
No, I don't think so. I've had fun. Thanks for inviting me. Ray.
Yeah. Thank you for your time, and thanks to everybody for listening. Your support means everything. If you have any feedback, let me know, and I'll see you next time on Follow the Roads. Thank you.